know much. Okay. I guess you don't know much, Avi. That's what Mrs. H says. She says, you don't really know much. But I think, okay, here's the thing, right? I think Miss H, he's saying basically they SAG's numbers aren't that much for them to be relevant as a
Tejo,
trading.
just Google, I beg you, just Google Ogaden region and the clan distribution. Isaks are not the majority, man. What are we on about?
No, no, she knows that. She knows that, right? Ogaden is the
So,
tribe
Tejo, if
Ogaden
they're
is.
not the majority, and Ogaden already has the same population as Somaliland, why would they want to take Somaliland? Because that means in this new country of Ogaden plus Somaliland, Isaks become like, instead of being like 90%, they go down to
Mhm.
like 55%. Why would they take that deal?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Look, majority of people in Ogaden region are of Ogaden clan. So
The
that
best
is
you can do
that.
for them is say, look, we'll give you free access to come in and out of the Ogaden region, and we won't give the people in Ogaden that same access because you won't allow them to come in and out of the region. What that will do is give them an economic advantage. Over time, they sucks in that region, both in Somaliland and in Ogaden, the minority sucks in Ogaden, will become the superior, the richer clans in that region. That will give
Right.
them superiority over all these clans. So indirectly, you're just giving them the advantage to be the head, the rulers of that region.
Nah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, cool. So basically, let me just try and understand what your main points are. Eritrea is probably the best bet, and obviously, getting Somaliland to join your confederation is another bet. Um, but that's like the main plan, right? Or focusing on Eritrea, wait for that guy to die, then just have a lot of chaos because whoever's going to take control most likely is just going to be a low IQ person that can't deal with the whole situation. I
Not
think
that
that's
if he's
the
going to be low IQ, even if he's high IQ. Bro, you don't understand how many factions there already are in Eritrea, especially from
that's
the
still
diaspora.
alive. Yeah.
But yeah, because all of these groups are going to come in all at once and trying to take power. Obviously, there's going to be friction. There's going to be a power struggle. In that power struggle, you take advantage. Like, what country have you ever known where someone who had complete power like that dies and there's no power struggle? Even in China, when Mao Zedong died, there was a power struggle for a short time.
Yeah, of course, of course. So basically, this
In
guy is
fact, Mao Zedong's wife, Keizo, think about it. Mao Zedong's wife wanted to be the one who took power. It's only Deng Xiaoping who killed her. He actually had to kill her and her followers so that he can be the undisputed ruler. So
mhm.
even in this like super organized country that people like to talk about, there was a power struggle once the top guy died. It's just like that one of them won and they won pretty quickly. And Deng Xiaoping also had a lot of outside support to take over from America and so on. So he managed to take over.
Yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense. But if you okay, so right now, do you know any generals or anyone who's powerful enough that would actually be able um to take on the role basically as good as the current president?
Bro, Keizo, I don't want Eritrea to exist as a country afterwards, man. I'm saying take the Afar region. What are you on about? We're not trying to put in regime change. We're trying to take over the southern regions of that country.
Right, right. But anyways, we got a new panelist. What's good, Mal? They're looking fruity with those glistening eyes and that lip there. Definitely sound looks sus, Mal. But go ahead, brother. What's good?
Hey, Kaito, how are you guys doing? Nilotic, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah. So I was listening to the conversation, and I believe uh, you guys are saying Ethiopia wanna have a port, and they wanna expand to Somaliland area. I agree totally. I believe Ethiopia is a very big country, and without a port, their economic ambitions might not be fulfilled. So in that regard, I believe they should, by all means, because Somaliland is not a country, right? And they are being defiant to Somalia, the mainland Somalia. So obviously, they are a group of rebels. It's a rebel state. So obviously, what will happen is if the Ethiopia launch an attack on them, it will be easy to be defeated because the reason why
No,
Somali
no,
made
we don't want to
the
attack
reason
Somaliland.
why
Somaliland are our friends, man.
Man, you don't have to care about that. You need economy. Just after that, then you can
No,
tell them that I'm sorry,
Divide
all
and
of that.
conquer, divide
Yeah.
and conquer, Mao, divide and conquer. If you attack the
Mm.
Somaliland, they're just going to run back to the Somali, to the rest of the Somalis. What you want to do
No,
is you
no,
want
no.
to
Those
befriend
people
them,
don't
give
like
them
them. Those
benefits,
people don't
and
like
make
them. Know that. No, know that they don't like them already. So they are already divided. So you don't need to worry about having them run to Somalia because
yeah.
those
But if
people.
we attack them, they're going to whatever divisions they have. It's going to be brushed under the carpet, and they're going to go back to being together. So what you want to do is you want to attack Somalia by finding Al Shabaab, and then befriend Somaliland. Make sure that Somalia will always be a failed state. Make prop up
Yeah.
Somaliland, and then just divide them. And then once that happens, you become friends with Somalia.
But okay. Yeah, I see your tactic. But for me, the best tactic to work right now is since it is a divided country and this neither side are powerful enough. I'm telling you, this country you are seeing also, Somalia is not powerful enough militarily. Somaliland is the weakest. So you capitalize on their weakness at this moment in time. Just take a
Mal,
little bit of land,
who do
a
you think
little
is
bit.
stronger militarily, Somalia or Somaliland? If we're being honest, Somaliland might actually be more
No,
powerful.
Somaliland is yeah, they are powerful too
Somalia
now. Yeah.
without African troops and so on foreign troops. What can Somalia do without Africa? Like Al Shabaab would already be in control there. So
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
Somaliland is probably stronger.
Yeah, I think Somalia. I also believe that Somaliland is stronger. But looking at the capacity of Somaliland and Ethiopia, it's not comparable. You know very well that Ethiopia is very powerful. So what Ethiopia should do is take a little bit. Don't take everything. Just a little bit of that land, going towards the ports and seize that area. Then try to make friends with mainland Somalia and make Somaliland your rivals. You understand? So in that way, you can get access to the port because it's not fair for Ethiopia to be landlocked like this, and all its neighbors are trying not to access them with the ports, and they are the biggest economy in that region. So I believe they should do something about it. Honestly, yeah.
Kezo, let me ask you this. I've been thinking about this for a while. What if Ethiopia went to the Americans and said, look, how about you, man, give us Djibouti? We'll create a 50-50 voting split between the Somalis and Afars in Djibouti. And whatever military fees you have to pay in Djibouti, if we take over, you guys don't even have to pay a cent. In fact, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that might work. Yeah, that actually might work because Djibouti can be taken
Because
over
Djibouti
in
is
almost.
already
Yeah,
controlled by
right.
the Americans and so on. So you
Yeah,
just say, look, I know the Djiboutis are making you pay like a million, I mean, half a billion almost, or a quarter of a billion every year for the military base. You give us free, we won't even make you pay. You don't even have to pay that amount. You can always have this access. We'll give you lifetime access to to having a military base in Djibouti, and all of your allies can have it. On top of that, we will chase the Russians and Chinese out for it.
yep, exactly. But here's the thing. America is willing to beat down the French, right? They don't care about the French anymore, especially after the whole Niger thing. Clearly, you see the
Now,
French
okay,
is
so
just
we're not
going.
trying to cause a divide, man. Just say, look, we will chase the Chinese and Russians out. Bro, I'm willing to try every angle, man. I'm trying all these three different options. Southern Eritrea, Djibouti, Somaliland, all of them. The only reason I don't want to go into Somalia is because, let's be honest, you're going to have to fight 20 million people. On top of that, like, do you really, even if you do take over, like, do you really want all these Somalis to be part of your country? No. So Somaliland is the better option. And the Somalilanders already think their history is different from mainland, from the southern Somalis. So you just prop them up. You say, look, oh, you're not even the same as these southern Somalis, or these guys are more Kenyan than you, blah blah blah.
Right.
You are more Arab. Like whatever more things, just give them that.
Yeah. That's
I
an interesting.
agree with
Tell them,
you.
look, even when the Habashas had interactions with Somalis, mostly with you northern Somalis, the superior Somalis, oh, just prop them up, yeah,
Yep,
gas them up.
yep,
Whatever they
yep.
feel like,
I
just tell them
agree.
whatever they
And
want to hear.
and that talking point will definitely divide them completely because I see some of those people arguing seriously, insulting each other. Man, I say, what are these people all not Somalis? They say, yeah, they are. These people say, I'm the northern Somali. You guys are southern Somali. You guys are darker skin. And talking bad about the southern
Exactly,
Somalis.
bro.
I say,
Hazel,
wow.
this is what I always say, bro. You should play into that. like racialization of the Somalis. So tell the Northerners they are not like the Bantu Southerners and so on and so
exactly,
forth.
yeah.
And then you Kenyans can also benefit from that because once the Somalilanders have a superiority complex, you can then go to the Southern ones and say, look, we Bantus need to stick together.
Now I'm supporting Ethiopia because one of my is it friends? Yeah, one of my friends is got married to a Ethiopian lady just last month. So obviously now I'm supporting Ethiopia because of that. You know, so yeah, I believe they should have a port anyway. Kaizo.
But first, to do all this, Ethiopia needs to deal with its internal conflict between the Amharas and Oromos. Hey, so you know what I was thinking about? Why does every country need to have one president or one man in power? Why don't they just divide it up? For let's say a country like Ethiopia, they should just divide it up into two. So you have two presidents instead of one. So one will be from Oromo, one will be Amhara, and then in that way, each of them can veto one another. So nothing can really happen without both of them agreeing. In that way, you can have a country where neither side feels left out, and then you just deal with that issue.
Is that not the system in Somaliland? Sorry, what happened?
No, we're still here. I think.
Yes, I just put the question and he went silent, so I just thought, is that not?
We didn't even hear your question.
I know. I said, is that what you just described? Is that not the system in Somaliland?
What's the system in Somalia?
They have all these regional heads that form a council sort of governance, don't they? They don't have an outright head of state, as far as I understand.
I'm not sure. I don't know how Somaliland is run, to be honest with you.
I thought you were from that sort of.
All I know is it's just dominated.
Types.
All I know is just dominated with the Isaks. No, I'm saying like, okay, every country has one president or prime minister, right? That's the top honcho of the country. Instead of having one guy, just have two. What's stopping you from having two? And then one can deal, let's say for the first 5 years, one can deal with the domestic issue while the other one deals with foreign affairs. And then after 5 years, you switch it and one deals with the foreign affairs and so on. And each of them have a veto power. So neither one of them can make a decision.
What you should really have, the best system really is to have a ruling council. So you have a ruling council of let's say about 5 people with completely different interests, and then the majority makes the decision. So that works better.
Nah, no one's going to take that.
Why not?
Really, there's only 2 relevant tribes. Okay, maybe in Nigeria that would work, but in Ethiopia, there's only 2 relevant tribes, man. Oromos and Amharas. They're both 30. One is 30%, the other is like 33%. Those should be the only ones having a say. Like, why would these 2 ever share power with another tribe? That's not even in the double digits.
Yeah, for balance.
Hey,
yeah, those are the 2 balances.
Anyway, I don't really know much about that space, so don't let me. All right, carry on.
Abby. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so Abby, I think that Ethiopia, the best bet is the Afar regions, like you were saying. I think Djibouti is the best option. I think it's the path of least resistance is to strike some sort of deal with, like you said, like the U.S. Over Djibouti, because it were Ethiopia to be in a protracted conflict by, trying to, fight Somalia or trying to fight Eritrea. I just think that could just be counterproductive, especially for your economy. So I think I definitely think that Djibouti is the way to go.
Yeah, but our economy won't be affected because all of these wars would be happening on the outskirts. The economic hubs in Ethiopia are central regions.
But what about
the economy can still be going on while they're there. Yeah, that's the only part, you're right. But we can bankrupt these nations before they can bankrupt us. So I think it's just a race to the bottom. We have to. So let's say
That's
I have $100, you have $10. If you and I are spending at the same rate, you will go to zero before I get to zero, right?
yeah, that's definitely a good point. You would just need to um you'd need to deal with anybody trying to play the proxy game with you. So any outsiders, trying to supply for you, you
Yeah,
end up like,
that's why I said I don't understand why these Ethiopian leaders are trying to get close to China or Russia. The Americans will always be our best ally.
yeah, yeah,
If
definitely the
Americans
best
on your
bet
side,
is
who can come against you? To be honest, man.
right now nobody. But I would say like is the way to go. I'd strike a deal with the Americans and the Afars and see what I could do if I was in that
Yeah,
position.
I think you should try all options. You should try all three options, and whichever one succeeds, that would be your option instead of just trying one. So try the Somaliland option. Try the Somaliland. You're going to have to use diplomacy and try to create a wedge between the Isaac ruling class in Somaliland versus the southern Somalis. When it comes to Djibouti, you have to go to the Americans. When it comes to the southern Eritrea, you'll have to go to the Afars. Pretty much try all three options. Whichever one succeeds is the one you'll go with.
I'm
And if all three
probably
of them
more
succeed, then
cognizant.
hey, it's Christmas.
Yeah, I see what you're.
So this time, which port is Ethiopia using right now?
What?
Huh? Which port are they using?
I think they're just using the Djibouti one.
Oh, the Djibouti one. Oh, okay. Yeah, Djibouti right now is very hard to uh, take over Djibouti because all these military bases are there, so that make it a
Yes,
challenge.
no, that's why I said
So
go to the
yeah.
Americans.
Oh yeah.
The
Maybe
only way
yeah.
to
If you
take over
discuss with the
Djibouti is to go
Americans,
to the Americans and say, look, if we take over Djibouti, we're going to divide Djibouti 50-50 between the Afars and Somalis in terms of voting
yeah,
rights. So no one can rise to power and challenge you. And then what we'll do is we will give you Americans and all of your allies free access. That means you don't have to pay. I think right now America has to pay like 300 or 400 million a year for their military base. I'll tell them, look, keep your 400 million. You don't have to pay us anymore. If you give us free
yeah.
Djibouti, you can keep your military base from now till the end of time. You can do whatever you want. You can even put nuclear weapons there. We won't say shit to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
turn
because,
it
oh yeah,
into
that's
a
usually
free
because
trade zone.
obviously the land is already owned by the Americans. If you strike a deal with the Americans, basically these people will not even be aware of anything, and their land will be taken over. So, but the other option,
Exactly.
I believe, is, yeah, the other option, I believe, will be, trying to take over this because these people, this country is not a country. Somalia is not a country, as Trump said. So take these people because if you don't take it, it will just be a wasteland. How can people be occupying that land and they are not making the best use of it? And you are just right there having a biggest economy, having a population, take over it, and that is it. Just look at for example, look at Mali right now. Mali is depending on Gambia because now because of the colonial borders is cut off from Mali now, but Mali is dependent on Gambia for its port activities. Like if everything that comes, they just drive through Gambia to Kolda and to Mali and to Bamako. So I think if these people are not allowing you to use the port, take it by force. Because for us, we have understanding with the Malians. We are all the same tribe, so we understand each other. They can use our port. But for you, is they are tribalists against you. So what can you do? Take over the land by force. You know?
Yo, can I ask like a hypothetical to just I think Abby because Abby knows the region. How come the horn just doesn't, I mean it's it's there's a lot of different groups I guess, right? But how come everybody just doesn't link up and just make Djibouti, just all colonize Djibouti and make it a free trade? Like I don't understand why Djibouti's really a country, to be
What do you
honest.
mean, everyone? I
I
mean,
mean,
Djibouti was
maybe
given
not
over
everyone,
by
but
by
enough.
the Ethiopians, to be honest.
You said what?
how Djibouti came to be was Djibouti was a military base for the French, and what it was given over. Not that they fully had control over it, but Menelik signed it over for 100 years or something. He didn't even have full control over it. He only had partial control over it. But he just signed it over to get the French off his back and to get the French on his side. And after that, it
Okay.
just became an independent country when every country was getting decolonized. And for a while, it was like it only existed because Ethiopia already had Eritrea. So they didn't really need a port and they didn't really need Djibouti. They supported Djibouti just to keep the Somalis divided. So it existed because of that. It's like saying, why doesn't everyone attack Somaliland? Like, Djibouti needs to exist because, I mean, it's in everyone's interest that Somalia is divided up. Why would you help Somalis reunite with themselves?
No, so um
Because
so
if Djibouti
Djibouti,
linked
like,
up today, I think 70% of Djibouti's population are Somali, if not like 80%. It's just going to become Somali.
yeah. So with Djibouti, do, so the French influence, because I need to do more research on it specifically. So the French influence is still relatively strong, even though there are other powers with military influence.
I don't think there's much French influence. There's like the older generation that can still speak French and stuff, but not really. Like, if you want, in terms of influence, it's the Americans that have influenced Djibouti. Are you there?
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
your
hear you.
mic is working. Hazel, be honest. Does the French have influence in Djibouti today? Or is it the Americans?
No, the Americans have actually the.
Exactly.
So if
But the
America
older
has
generation can
influence,
still speak French.
if America has the influence, what could Ethiopia realistically offer them in order to get access to Djibouti?
Hey, whatever they want, bro. Get on your knees, man. You can even give them Ethiopia. I'll give them Ethiopia if they want, bro. I'll tell them, look, you can come and put bases in Somalia or whatever you want in the Ogaden region.
Like, how do you deal with the fact that there's a Chinese base there, there's an American base, and there's a Russian base too, correct?
Yeah, that's actually the point I was going to make. I was going to tell them, look, if you help us take over, we chase the Russians and the Chinese and anyone you don't like.
So how do you guarantee that without there being a conflict? Is there a way to
So are
avoid
the
that?
Chinese going to come and fight in Djibouti? Just be honest with yourself.
Hmm. I mean, maybe you're right, but since
And
it's
the
such
Russians
an
are already fighting
important
But to be
yeah,
honest with you,
Ukraine. I
this is not something that Ethiopia should be doing now. He's rushing it. This is something they should be doing 10 years from now. For now, they should just be supporting Al Shabaab. If he really wants port, for the next 10 years, Ethiopia should just be under the table supporting Al Shabaab, giving them weapons and so on, so that Somalia continues to be destabilized and you know, not being able to consolidate as a country. And that will keep the Somaliland as independent. And then just in the next 10 years, just keep your economy growing, double digits growth. And once you reach a certain level, then you can have enough money in the bank to go and fight. And during that time, just try and solve your internal ethnic conflict and so on. Does
Yo,
Flex have
Flex.
mic? Flex, messed
your
up my
microphone
network.
is, yeah.
Agree with that. Can you hear me?
God damn. Only me, are you around?
You can hear me?
Yeah, you're a bit more quiet now, but at least I fixed
Oh,
your mic.
give me one. No, so I think Ethiopia should wait until China, the U.S. I mean, Russia's already in a conflict, right? It's probably going to be in a conflict for the rest of the decade or for most of the decade. I think they should wait until China is engaged in some sort of proxy conflict, maybe Taiwan.
Flexed up. That's why I said Abiy Ahmed is actually rushing what he wants to do. If he is smart, he should wait for another 10 years. This shouldn't be coming up at least until 2030. Because in that time, hopefully in the next 10 years, Isaias will also be dead since he's already like 80 something already.
But
Can
do
I
you
say
think?
something?
Okay,
Like,
so it,
or is it like a one-way conversation you guys are having? Hello?
Yeah, I think everyone's really quiet
Yeah.
today.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Almost hear you, but it's quiet.
You can almost hear me.
How's my sound,
Okay.
Kaiser?
Yours is fine, Abby.
Only me, just increase your volume or something. Can you do it for her,
How
Kaiser?
about now? Like I have a very loud now. I mean, okay. If I take my
We
can you hear me
can we
now?
can hear what you're saying.
Can
It's still
okay,
low,
cool.
but we can
Okay.
make out
By
what
the
you're
way,
saying. So just
yeah, I'm gonna try to scream. My voice is very. I have a severe cold, so maybe that's why you cannot hear me. What are you guys talking about? Taking ports? I heard. Is that what you guys are talking about? And I catch Abby saying supporting Al Shabaab. You know, Abby, Al Shabaab is almost non-existent, right? Somalia been fighting for the last 1 year. Anyways, let me just pull my 2 cents on this. I heard the prime minister in Ethiopia talk about Ethiopia needs a port, and he pointed to the ports of Ethiopia and Eritrea, Djibouti, and Somalia, right? And he said that the Somalis in Ethiopia, no, the Somalis in Kenya have a port, the Somalis in Djibouti have a port, the Somalis of Ethiopia deserve their own port. That's what he said. And I do agree with him, like 100%. They do deserve their own port. Just give them back to us and we will give them ports. You
Guys,
understand?
oh,
I got it.
I'm talking, really. Could you wait? I just came in, like, I'm talking.
I'm
Um,
sorry. I just
I'm
wanted to
also,
input on that. You can go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
it's okay. Yeah, let me land. And also, there are Tigrinian or Tigray or whatever in Ethiopia, also in Eritrea. They also do deserve their own port. So why don't we just like go to Eritrea and like the Tigrayan can go follow the Eritrean land? Like it's very simple actually. If you want a port for the Somalis, give the Somalis to the Somalis. It's very simple. But the world that we live in today is now we are not in the 16th century. You see, there's laws and regulations. You cannot just go around and taking people thinking that you are Russia. You're not Russia. So you cannot just go and invade other people's land. You see, and
damn,
what we're
looking
gonna
for poor
do
position.
is what we're gonna do is hello. What we're gonna do is we are going to work with Egypt because they need a freaking water. So why not work with Egypt and America is so anyways coming to Somaliland now. They want to have their own base there. So make sure that they come there. And the law of the world is like you cannot invade people. But if he says, by all means necessary, we can negotiate and we can invest one of your ports, we can negotiate. But by using by force and by using Al Shabaab, I mean, Somalia has been in a war for 30 years. Ethiopia could have taken easily for 30 years. So I don't think that's on the table, and he understands that. So what he offered was that he's supposed to give the people, the port, whoever gives the port, that he should supposed to give to Ethiopian Airlines. I don't know how good they are doing at the moment, or the dome, some share of the dome. So he does understand that he cannot just go fucking invading people. He has to negotiate with people. So here comes the thing, right? When it comes to the port, if Somalia says, because hence Somalia has the longest coastline in the freaking continent of Africa. So if you want to have a port and you want to invest, you cannot have a port. First of all, there is nothing can have. You can't. You cannot just have. You can invest in one, which you did, which Ethiopia actually tried to do. They did with Somaliland. Like they had like 19% of whatever in Berbera port. I don't know what the hell happened to that. But if they try that, you can invest fine. Like we can come to agreement, something like that. But by force, boo, like that's never gonna happen. Like I'm just saying, like Eritrea already said fuck you, like Eritrea and Ethiopia, you know how that goes. So yeah, I think he was trying, oh, you want to have some share of my brilliant airline that goes the best of the world, or my dome. So listen, if you want to play politics, we can play politics, fine, understand. But there's no way that Somalia is going to just hand over a fucking port to Ethiopia like that. You can forget, like, we have been warring with Ethiopia for 1,000 years, and there's not one single war they did with Somalia that ever won. Like, that's a history fact. You understand? History fact is they never won any fucking war with Somalia. So, but yeah, by Abiy sitting here saying, "Oh, we should support Al Shabaab," blah blah blah. We are gonna support. How about Egypt, and we're gonna have Egyptian military base right in Somalia. So it's very easy for the Egyptians to attack your fucking ass anytime they want. How about that? Like, I don't understand when people put themselves in some sort of a high position. We can do that. We can do that. That's no problem. We have Egypt, so we can bring Egyptian army right into Somalia for us.
So
That's what we're
what
gonna do.
can
I'm just
what
saying.
can Somalia and,
You
and,
should.
and Ethiopia agree on to where they won't have a conflict and Ethiopia can still gain a port?
Bro, there's no
Like
agreements, man.
it's not possible. You're saying it's
Listen,
not possible?
That's impossible, bro. Let's just be honest.
according according to according to him, it's not possible. According to me, it could be possible. You could invest in one of my parts and you could invest in it. Fine, you can do that.
First of all, you're in
We try
southern
to do
Somalia.
that into.
If Ethiopia's
Mhm.
wait, only me. Look at the distance. It's not even economically viable to invest in a port in Somalia. It's more economically viable to have a port in Somaliland because it's closer to the main
I'm
economic
sorry,
hubs in Ethiopia.
I'm
So
sorry, but
that's the only.
Somaliland. Listen, Abi, Somaliland is is legally in Somalia. Somaliland, do you know Hammarat?
Legal
They
papers don't
wanted
mean
to
shit, man.
no, listen, bro, listen to me. Abi, listen to me. Let me just say this. When Berbera port was being built, who signed those deals with them with the Dubai? Do you know who did that? It was Somali government. You will never ever have any hand deal with Berbera or Somaliland without the Somali government. Somali government was the one who
Okay, let me
signed
ask you this:
officially and
what can you
everybody.
do about it? What
So
can the Somali government do about it?
Somali government has the right. It is their country, bro. What do you
Yes,
think?
but what can on the
They
ground?
can
What can you
say
do about it?
they can say no to you. They can play a lot of
I'm
I
saying
just
on
said
the ground.
you on the ground. What do you mean? You want to invest? Is that what you mean? Well,
Somaliland and Ethiopia
we
decide we're going to build a port, whatever they want to do together. On the ground, if you
okay.
can't enforce whatever you rule
No,
on the ground,
okay.
you can't do anything.
I can tell you. I can tell you. That's the international law. Okay. When Berbera port was built, listen to me. When Berbera port was built by the Dubai, by the Emirates, they could not build it without Somalia to have signed it. It will become illegal. I can take you to the court. You can build it, fine, but I can take your ass to the international court and you will lose. You understand? There's international court.
And then
You
what?
cannot just go and build other people's home.
Okay, Puntai, we'll lose. And then what? What can the international court do? Are they going to come and remove the fort by themselves?
We can go to war, bro. If you know what happened.
War with what?
Kenya tried, and you know what happened to Kenya, right?
Yeah, but if you want to go to war, you have to invade Somaliland. You're going to be fighting your own people.
Do you think Somaliland is not part of Somalia? Somaliland, go look at Somaliland government is the one.
Objectively, it's not.
No.
In practice, it's not. On paper, it's not. But in practice, it's not. Because you can't enforce any laws.
Listen, your prime minister understood the complexity of the situation. Hence, why he offered different ways of negotiating, giving some of your dome.
He's literally talking to groups in Somaliland right now. What are you on about? He's literally talking to groups in Somaliland right now. He's trying to offer them the dam and whatever you're talking. He's not talking to the Somali government. He's not talking to the president.
Yeah, he can talk how much he wants to. He can simply not build anything without the Somali government approval. It is just a law.
Okay, let's just talk real facts. Your government disapproves, right? Your government has been disapproving of Somaliland for the last 30 years. They still exist. So whether you disapprove or not, as long as your military cannot go there with guns on the ground and enforce its rules, then your rules don't mean shit.
Oh my God, goodness. Abi, you can try.
If let's say you had an 18-year-old kid,
I'm just gonna say
he has more money than you, he makes more money than you, he lives in a different house than you. Can you discipline that kid?
Abi, I want you to go there, build a beautiful and perfect port for all what I care. Just go ahead and do it. But notice I'm coming after your ass, and that port will not belong to you. You understand?
What army?
It is what it is.
You and what army?
What it is. You cannot. And you know what? When we are playing this kind of bullshit, we are going to invest and we are going to give a whole huge land to Egypt where they can just come and have their military base. We can play that game.
Give it to them.
So
that's what you should do,
brother. Yeah, of course we're going
to give it to them. Just give it to them already, man. Who cares? We're talking about Somaliland.
Believe me, bro.
Who cares? This is literally the Ogaden region, which is like a buffer zone.
This is a Somali.
There's a whole desert.
This country belongs to fucking Somalia. Let me just say to you, according to United Nations, this country is.
Oh my God! United Nations has no army. What are they going to do? They're not going to come and fight for you.
Listen, I don't care how you play around these things, but the fact is, secessionist is a secessionist, but the real fact is Somaliland belongs to Somalia. It is inside of the Somali.
On paper, yes. But can you enforce this with your army?
Listen, Abi, this guy here that has this flag, that is his city, Zayla, that you want to take part of. So why not let him talk? Let me see what he says, because Zayla is what you want to take up. And that is the guy who has that flag. Go ahead. I don't know. I cannot see the name. I'm guessing.
Okay,
brother. Go ahead, Habila. It's your city.
What's wrong? What's
Is he Scott from there?
He's saying, Abu, he is saying Ethiopia should take the port of Zayla. That's what they're talking about. And Somalia cannot say shit because it is in Somaliland and it's not in Somalia. I'm saying, according to United Nations,
when did I say they should
territory.
Only when did I say they should pay for it? I think they should negotiate with the Somaliland president or whatever.
No.
Listen, wait, Abby, can I give you another angle? Brother, I was here before you. I want to give you another angle. Ethiopia is part of the region, and if it comes a superpower, they will probably get it forced way if we don't do it democratically. When it comes to Ethiopia getting their trade from the you gotta let them. You can't stop Ethiopia from trade. Otherwise, they're part of the region. You can't say no.
It's not the land. No. It's not the land. I will say that. It's my city. We declined. Ethiopia will never have access to us. The king of
Honestly, I don't
Somalia.
even know why these guys are debating me because when I first came on, I said Ethiopia should just take southern Eritrea, where the Afars live. That's easier than all these other options. I just
Yeah, but
think the Somaliland is like the third option.
Yeah, I think
But
that
I want
would
to
be
assure
that would be
by
the
Somali
best
bird.
idea.
I want to assure by Somali
Listen to
family.
the same people.
Shayna is not for sale.
your microphones, bro, they're killing me. Okay, I just want to say that Ethiopia
I
can
swear.
actually wait. I mean, that Ethiopia can get this shit done in force when it comes to Eritrea. Like they can invade that land because they used to own that.
Nah, they have to wait for Isaias to die, man. That guy has control over that country. Like,
Yeah, if that guy
he's like
dies,
Thanos of Eritrea, bro.
that's actually
Bro, we need to count down the days when he dies because he's already like 82, I think. So he can't live another 10 years. That's impossible, bro. So
yeah.
just once he dies, try and take over this.
Wait, Abby, do you support land invasion to just get a small part of it? Like no one lives there. It's just
Bro,
a
the Afar side is not small. Look at half the coast of Eritrea is owned by the Afars, or it's Afar land. So half the coast, if you take half the coast of Eritrea, that's a huge land. You don't need anything else after that.
wait, Abby. What I think is this is actually natural because if Ethiopia becomes a superpower, they're gonna do it in force. If we don't let Ethiopia trade with the world, if we stop them and we
Bro,
put
Ethiopia will never become a superpower, bro. There's no such thing as an African
no,
superpower. What are you on?
I'm talking about in the region. Like if it can become a
Oh,
power in the region in East Africa, it has
He means the tallest midget.
no. Okay, guys, no.
bro, you just say regional power. Don't say
Yeah,
superpower, man.
yeah,
Superpowers like China
a
and America, stuff like that.
a regional power. If Ethiopia comes a regional power, they can invade any country in the region, and they can just they can do a land invasion in Eritrea. We need to
Okay,
do
so
is
yeah,
democratic
Andre, you're
They
right about
can
that
because they
actually.
are land.
But
They are landlocked.
Kezo, have you seen the thing? Have you seen the documentary that Abiy Ahmed actually was part of? He did. I don't even know why the Somalis are up in arms because he didn't even mention them. He only talked about Eritrea. He talked
Eritrea.
about Assad, Eritrea. Like he did
No,
a document. Like he was part of a
no, he was
documentary.
trying. No,
He was talking
he
about
talked
historical
about.
rights to land and so on.
No. He
Abby,
talked
And
about my
he
city.
only mentioned Eritrea.
He
wait.
talked about my city.
The
Shayna.
thing that he wants from Eritrea is the military base that they got kicked from. That military base that they had the coast and they
Yeah,
had
Assad.
all the. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they want that. They want that. Ethiopia want that especially because the Eritreans can't use that land
Okay, so
because
even when Abiy Ahmed said he offered shares in the GERD and in Ethiopian Airlines, he only said it to Isaias. He didn't offer it to Djibouti or anyone else.
Interesting,
I
interesting.
no,
Okay,
but
so
Abby, you
You
can
know what,
get
Kezo, at this point, man, they should just make Isaias president of Ethiopia so we can get the post, bro. Like,
Four
Abby, can
months
I say
ago,
something?
just make him
Abby,
president, bro.
can I
Abby,
Just
talk?
tell the
4 months
country.
ago,
Abby, the
Abiy
country
Ahmed,
that
he went
can
to my
never,
king.
the country
He
that can
asked my
never be
king
invaded in Africa
for
is
permission to
Djibouti.
build a native port in Sena, and he declined.
No one can invade Djibouti because it's actually
The
impossible.
only way he can get access is through Djibouti.
Yeah, the Americans will move
Avila,
you
wait,
into the name.
Avila, you're from Zayla, right? Avila, you're from Zayla, right? Why don't you give the port to Ethiopia?
No, we hate him.
Come on, bro. Kezo, who's giving
That's
anything
why
to
we don't get
anyone?
him.
Be honest with
We
yourself.
are enemies.
No. But Abby, I want to do
So
business, but
listen, Sena, listen, I tell you, Sena is a Somali city. It's
we
part
get
of the
it. We
Somaliland.
know.
You understand?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
So Somalia, we will
Avila, are
never
you
get
stuck?
Ethiopian access
no.
because we know
You're
they
not.
will take
You're
it
not.
as an advantage.
You're not give.
Like a
Wait.
sea.
Habila. We're not saying that you should give Ethiopia sovereignty of that land. We're just saying that you should make them. You use the land and they pay money to you every month,
Yeah,
like
but they want to
every.
make a nation port. Like marine, like a
Yeah,
fleet.
they can. Yeah, they have the
Yeah,
Djibouti
but for who?
Navy
For who?
in
For
Ethiopia.
who are they making the
Ethiopia.
fleet?
No, you can say like I don't allow military, but I allow like world trade and all of that. I don't
Yeah,
allow
trade no
like
problem. If they want like a
Look,
trade,
that's what
it's
they
okay.
that's what they did in
But
Berbera Port. Listen, that's what they did in Berbera Port. Like they had like 20% share on Berbera Port. Like if you want to invest and you can just have a share or whatever, I don't think that's gonna be any problem. But when it becomes a problem is when you say I'm gonna just come and snatch it. Like what are you talking about? Like that's not gonna work. And when you say
Only
the
me.
Somali,
Abiy Ahmed
the
didn't even talk
country,
about you guys.
let me just finish. And when you say that Somalia is actually from the point of Loyada, which is a little bit after the border between Djibouti and that's where it
Yeah,
starts, and all the way to Kismayo. That's the
Abi,
Somali uh, legally يعني that is the Somali من محلها, that's Somali land, right? It's the land of Somali, by the way.
yeah.
And also when the UAE was actually investing in Berbera port, Somaliland could not just do it themselves. They are not allowed to legally. So they had to come to Somalia. In Mogadishu, they had to sign it for them. Any project like that, Somalia has to sign. You cannot go around Somalia. Do you understand? Legally, it will be illegal for you to do anything otherwise. You understand?
Yeah, but
So that's
no,
what I
but
was
look,
saying.
only me. You're not addressing that they're militarily stronger than Somalia and they can actually invade that land. You're not talking about that. They can actually go in there in with army if they can do it in force. If you know if that's what Abiy Ahmed is like talking about. He can actually Ethiopia needs a port by force if they can't get it. Like he's gonna do it in force.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
I heard that.
what is
So
your
yeah,
what is your
Andre, he's
and
not
do
talking
you
about you
know?
guys when he said by force, man.
no Abby, don't sugarcoat it, okay? He's talking about everyone. He wants smoke with it. He
yeah,
just
yeah. He
He's
mentioned
Abby,
talking
all
about
this.
Abby,
Eritrea, bro.
Hence why,
Andre, he's
Abby,
talking about Eritrea. I swear, bro.
no,
Andre, I don't know why you want to look
no,
when he
no,
said by military force. He just meant
yeah,
Eritrea because Eritrea, you can make claims for Ethiopia that we already had access to our support, even under international treaty. Our support should already be ours. So he can just make a claim. The
Abby,
Afars in Eritrea already hate the Eritreans, so you can
I
just use them.
I
If you
agree with
attack
you,
any
but
Somalian region, why would you want to fight Somali insurgents for
Abby,
the rest of your life? If you just take the
don't you
Afar
see,
side, the Afars are not going to hate you.
Abby, don't you see like the Eritreans have a stronger army and the Somali they have like
Bro,
a
Eritrea,
million army.
no. Okay, yeah, but look at what you can do. You can just fund the Tigrayans. The Tigrayans can fight against the Eritreans on the north. And then once they're busy fighting each other on the north, then you can attack the south. And Eritrea doesn't even have that much of an army. Like, they're still using guns from that they got from the Soviets back in the 80s or something like.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be
Bro, the Tigray army that just had funds from back when they were in power. They were able to fight the Eritreans and the Ethiopian government at once.
no. What I mean, like Eritrea has like bigger army than the Somaliland. You guys, it's like not comparable.
Yes, but I'm
وأنا
just saying,
جلاها
if you can beat
دافع
the
فيري
Eritreans
جلاها
that are far,
دقايق
okay,
فيري
think about it,
فيري.
Andre, in today's day and age, it's not about taking over a country. It's about once you take over, are the people going to fight you with insurgents? If you take over any Somali region, the Somalis are never going to just lay down because they must fight for their own people.
That's never
If you
gonna
invade
happen.
the Afar region,
Oh my God!
if
And
you invade the
that will
Afar
be
region,
the
the
only
Afars
thing,
in Eritrea,
No. If
just let me
That
finish
will
Ethiopia,
be
one
the
second.
only thing, Abby. That will be the only thing that would actually unite the Somalis from Kenya all the
yes,
way to
exactly.
Ethiopia.
That's what
That
I'm
will
Yeah,
be
saying.
the
Thank
greatest
you,
only thing.
Andre. That's what I'm
There
trying to tell
will
you, bro.
be.
Like, if you invade any Somali nation, all of these Somalis
I
that are
think
already
maybe he
divided
should
are going to
try
be
like
united
one
now.
year, Abby. Abby,
yeah,
you
yeah.
should
It's
try
true.
like
If
1 year.
Ethiopia attacks, like say,
Really,
now,
that will
No,
be
but
although the whole
me, only
Somalia
me.
were
For
really.
me,
united.
I wouldn't even fight you guys one on one. I would just find the Al Shabaab to do their job. Like, I'm not trying to fight Somalis, bro. It's not
It's
worth
like
the time.
wait,
But I'm just saying, Andre, just Google
yeah.
this. Do you know how many Afars are online? How many Afars in the West, even in Ethiopia, already have like parties and so on? They're trying to
No,
fight for Afar independence from Eritrea. Like the
no,
Afars
no.
hate the Eritreans, bro. The rest of the Eritreans. If you go there for them and
Yeah,
just tell
yeah,
them,
yeah.
look,
Yeah,
we'll give you your own confederate state that is
the
similar to
subject,
Somaliland. No one
subject
will
is
recognize you
why
but
the
us.
why
They'll
no
be
no the
willing to be.
subject is can I tell the subject is why did Abiy Ahmed need my city as a navy port?
What?
Abiy Ahmed he mentioned like a week ago, 4 days ago that He wanted
I
access.
feel like you guys are not taking, you're not taking serious Abiy Ahmed what he's trying to say, and he's actually this guy fought like the most brutal war, and you guys are not taking him serious. He's like saying that he will declare war, like he's talking about war, and you guys are
He said
Abo, Abiy
he's bluffing.
Ahmed,
Oh,
he himself in his own country has a problem, right? He's fighting with the Amhara right now, right? His own country, he has like, just now he turned away from Tigray, and now he has the Amhara to deal with, and then somebody else will pop up in 1 year. Abiy has a trouble in his own country. He has to look, if you want to have a solution, he has to look at the peaceful.
exactly. You must start fix the problems inside. Yeah, you're right.
That's gonna start like he cannot, because
Yeah, but
Amhara right now,
if you look at the Amharas, it's the Amhara farmers fighting him. You think the Amharas are helping against Eritrea?
Yeah, but Eritrea is helping them hard.
What?
Wait.
The Eritreans are helping the Amhara.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I say if for him to even try to invade, that's why I say for him to even try and invade the Eritreans, he has to appease the Amharas first, so that they don't attack.
Because the Eritrean president, he knows that Abiy Ahmed wants to take seat. Yeah, he wants seat, so he knows. That's why he's helping them hard.
So wouldn't it make more sense to fund the Afar separatists than fund like Al Shabaab? Like, wouldn't it be smarter to fund the Afars?
No,
like that just seems like the clearest path to me.
Brother, it's never as smart
to fund. You don't understand. Eritrea is not a normal country.
Based on Abiy's logic.
Wait. Let me give you a logic.
Eritrea is not a normal country, man.
Ethiopia.
Okay, let me answer his question. Flexed up. Eritrea is not a normal country. Any Eritrean that hates the government is already outside of Eritrea. So when you say fund who, bro? Like half Eritreans don't even live in Eritrea anymore. Eritrea is just a barren land of East, or the only people that are alive there are Isaiah supporters. And there's nothing coming in and out of Eritrea. That's the problem. Right now.
Yeah,
it's not a normal country where people have freedom.
But you have
don't even have internet, bro.
It's basically a military, right? Everybody.
That's what I'm saying. It's just an open air prison. So you can't fund anyone. You don't even know what's happening inside.
I feel like let's be realistic. You don't want to support the enemy of the region, Al Shabaab, and Ethiopia hates Al Shabaab more than anything. They would never support it.
But Abi, what I want to say is, Abi, if Eritrea, you say a lot of Eritreans are not there, but this is one thing that will also unite Eritreans, whether they are opposition or for the government, because you know the history between Eritrea and
which Eritrean?
Eritrea, each person.
Only me. Which Eritrea
is.
Tigrinya.
Person in Eritrea is military trained, right? It's like in Israel, right? Everybody.
Only me. Which Eritreans? I'm asking you that question. Which Eritreans? Because the Afars that own half the land, they hate the Eritreans, the normal Eritreans that you think.
Yeah, but it's a country, right? It is a country.
Oh, do you mean the Afar triangle?
Bro, Eritrea is not different from you. It's just a conglomerate. It's just a mixture of different tribes. The Afars are willing to break free.
I understand, but it's a country. Everybody is in the army. Eritrea. It's
a country that America hates. Bro, first of all, I'm going to my knees to the Americans. I'm going to go on my knees and say, look, sir, American daddy, please help me get rid of this Russian puppet, this anti-Western puppet that you call Eritrea. I can help them I can help get rid of them for you. Help me and I'll help you. And then once they say, okay, I'm just going to go and fund our part.
Wait, Abby, if they become democratic, you maybe can join them, like you can make them join the Union of Ethiopia. It's actually possible because the democratic...
No, dude, balkanize them. Why would... No, bro, if you can take over, just balkanize the country, divide it into two. In fact, divide it into three. You have the Tigray, the Tigre, the ones that are majority Muslim. You give them their own country. And then the majority Christian ones, you give them their own country. And the Afar ones in the south, you give them their own country. So you divide them into three and call it a day.
I see. That's actually a good strat. But I feel like
you guys get confused by these Eritreans when they come here and tell you, oh, in Eritrea we don't have tribalism, we don't have clanism and stuff. Bro, they don't like each other, man. Look at the Eritrean opposition. The reason they haven't been able to get rid of Isaias for this long It's because they're divided up even amongst themselves. Half of them are Afars. One party is only for Afars. The other one is only for Muslims. The other one is only for Christians.
Wait, Abby, I heard that
Abby,
Afars are
Abby,
considered.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Abo, I'm so sorry because I have a cold. I barely can speak loud. But Abby, I want to just ask him a question. Do you mean that the Afar Triangle they want to be separate? Do you mean that is that the region that he was talking about? He wants to have a port? And do you think that
Yes, only
the rest
me.
of Eritrea will just
You see
agree
Eritrea.
about that?
Yes, Eritrea, as we know it, the southern part, half of the Eritrea's coastline is just an Afar land. So I'm just saying you should go and try and invade that land because the people already hate Isaiah's government.
Yo,
you know, Eritrea was showing off their military yesterday or the day before yesterday. They were literally showing off their muscles. Like, that's crazy. That's like a sign, you know.
Abby, I feel like
only me. Just do the math. How many people does Ethiopia have? 120 million. Even if we go one man for one man, eventually we will win. Even just by human weight, you will eventually win.
Ethiopia doesn't even have to invade, though.
Are not soldiers.
Ethiopia doesn't have to invade any land to meet this goal.
All you have to do, just get all the orphans in the streets of Addis and all these major towns, put them in the war, bro. Give them a gun and say, hey, you run forward, mama.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Ethiopia themselves are not united. You understand? That the Tigray are not united with the others. The has about the Somali. You guys are not in one country that's united.
Only me. That's the best thing. The Tigrayans, you don't even have to pay the Tigrayans $1. They will invade Eritrea for free.
Eritrea is strong, man. Come on. Eritrea is strong. Ethiopia will not win the war.
Yes, but the Tigrayans can keep the northern Eritreans occupied.
But wait, Abby, I got a question. Why can't you Habasha get along? Amhar, Tigray, Tigray. You are one family, right?
Why don't you Somalis get along?
No. I know because the land in Eritrea is owned by Habasha.
Wait, Abby. I think
I'm asking you the question. How come Somalis don't get along? The same thing, bro. Pride. What else?
Wait, Abby, can I tell you something?
But there is a tribe issue. That's an Ethiopian issue.
How we get rid of that dictator of Eritrea? Because like he's not good for the region. Because like he's like keeping us poor.
Bro,
because like
you're just gonna have to wait for him to die, man. He's already 80. Just hope. Yeah, just hope something takes him.
But his son will take over. His son will take over.
No. Just kill
him. The generation will be a dynasty.
He's 82.
No, but Eritreans who support dictatorship are actually weirdos, man. We need to actually capture those people and actually teach them about democracy.
No, but I understand why they support him, bro. I understand why they support him.
It's like nationalism.
Because, let's be honest. Let's be honest. If it wasn't for him, Eritrea wouldn't even exist, man. He's the only one keeping Eritrea together. Oh, think about the immense amounts of influence Eritrea has in the region, and think about their size. He's actually outperforming.
Yeah, but you got to be a slave in the country for this guy to dictator. Like it's not good, man. I would hate to submit to a dictator.
Can I ask one question about Eritrea?
Think about this. Who are the Eritreans that support him? They all live in the West, so they're not.
They're not welcome in the country. You're actually banned from the. That's what he did. That's one of the laws.
All the staunch pro-Eritreans, they don't live in the country, bro. They live outside where Isaiah can't get them.
Listen. Eritrea is the only country that's pretty safe and pretty stable. Ethiopia is Sudan.
I feel like
you're right.
All fucked up. I'm sorry.
There's no more.
Like he did a great job to keep his country under control. Like hello.
Also to the West.
Only me. Be honest with yourself. Only me. Be honest with yourself. Where would you rather live today? In Somalia or Eritrea?
Nah, Eritrea, you starve.
I don't have anything against living in Eritrea. Why not?
Eritrea is like the starving nation.
You don't even have internet. You won't even be able to be on this panel if you're in Eritrea. You know that, right?
Wait,
Eritreans don't even want to be in Eritrea. But quick question. No, it's true. I have so many Eritrean friends.
Internet penetration.
Real quick.
You can only get internet when you go to the capital and internet cafes.
Real quick.
Okay, I cannot live without my internet.
do you think that a far separatist would rather be in Eritrea with their current deal or take a deal with Ethiopia to have their own self-governing region?
They have
Which
no
one
Now
deal.
would
they
they
need their own
rather
like
have?
Somaliland type of
Wait,
flex up.
Abby,
The best thing to do for them is to give them their own like Somaliland type of status, where they're separated from the main Eritreans, but they're not really a recognized country.
Okay, so basically,
Okay, for them,
basically
if
like,
you ask them, actually, there's a guy on TikTok who's like I think his family is like they his family is like Ethiopian parliamentaries, but he's Afar, and I think he lives somewhere in the west. He's If you ask him, obviously the number one option is to unite all Afars, basically from Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Djibouti, and create their own country. But the second option would be to be part of like an upper class Ethiopians, if that makes sense. Like after the like a favored tribe within Ethiopia. Like that's their second option. And third option would be to take over Djibouti.
so it would make more sense for them to be absorbed by Ethiopia, but have like pretty much autonomous status within
Yeah,
Ethiopia. Because, for example, like let's say
that's the
you
second best
empower
option. Obviously,
the
number one
person
they
that
want
you,
independence.
yeah, so the person, we know that this is just the law of nature. The person that you empower today could be the same person that is fighting against you tomorrow. So it would probably be smarter to absorb the
Exactly.
Afars rather than give them their own independent country, because parts
Yeah,
of
but look at their
Ethiopia
population.
are Afar land, right? Am I
no,
correct?
but
Yeah, but
brother,
look at their
these
population.
people are starving.
Yeah,
These
man.
people
Their population.
I believe the best thing for Ethiopia is to separate, like Yugoslavia. Uganda goes to Somalia. Africa has its own state.
no. I
Hardware
feel like we
has its
should
own
all
state.
support Ethiopia to annexation of Eritrea.
Actually, the greatest idea I have yet to become. Ethiopia
Yeah,
should
but you guys
become
are dangerous.
balkanized.
That
Yeah,
will
but
never happen.
The
you guys
The
Somalis
want to
Amharas
should
go
and
go
with
with
the
Oromos
the
will
lead.
never let
Somalis.
that
The
happen.
Habasha
Like
should go with the
Yugoslavia,
Eritrea.
let's
No,
separate.
listen, though, bro. Listen. The Habasha should go with Eritrea, and the Somalis should go with the Somalis, and the Sudanese should go with the
Only
Sudanese.
me. That will never
Whatever.
happen. If you
Like
want
Yeah,
Ethiopia to
well, like,
balkanize, you're
this
gonna
is
have
the
to
best way.
invade it and take it
they should.
yourself.
Then in that case, then you have your ports everywhere. I'm just
Yeah, you
saying.
have your own port.
That's not a bad idea.
Only me. That will never happen. Where will the Oromos go?
Oromo stay stuck in the mainland. It's
Oromos
okay.
Yeah,
technically
yeah.
rule
They stay
Ethiopia.
the same.
So what port do
Oromos,
they have?
Oromos
Only
stay
me.
The
stuck
What
same
in
port
the
do
place.
they have?
mainland.
No, but
What
Oromos
port do
rule
they have?
Ethiopia. No, Happy. Oromos
That's what I'm
benefit
saying,
from
bro.
you.
They're the current
That's not
rulers of
a
Ethiopia, and you're
headache,
telling them
bro.
they should balkanize a country that
They
they're
benefit. They
ruling over.
benefit from no,
Let them join with it. Let them join with Djibouti. How about that?
no. Oromos
Yeah,
benefit
you're
from
right. Yeah, the
united
Djibouti and Sudan,
Ethiopia, guys.
Why would Djibouti allow them to take over?
Djibouti
You
is
think the
small
current Djibouti
country, so
president
it
is going
needs
to
more
allow
land.
50 million Oromos
Yeah,
to
he
take
needs more
over?
land.
We will give them. We will give them one. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Djibouti needs more
Let's
Look, man,
land,
separate.
and
you guys
Oromo
need to
needs
stop
more
daydreaming.
water.
If you want Ethiopia to balkanize, you're going to have to come and do it with your own guns. The
No,
Oromos
I'm
will
just
never let
saying
that
that
happen.
would be.
They're pretty much the main beneficiary right now.
Yeah,
Why
but
would they
in
ever let that
respect,
happen?
the Oromo, in 40 years' time, there will be over a million.
Abby, for me though, I don't want a big shithole country though. I'd rather not have that. I'd rather like Ethiopia to be stable because like it'll be less people like traveling, less people like being replaced, like being like refugees in the region, and it's gonna keep the region like not
Yeah,
stable.
and Europe will never let that happen. They don't want you dusties dying trying to cross the Mediterranean.
No country wants that because like stable
Exactly.
Ethiopia means good for the world. It's actually
No,
it's
but
like
Ethiopia is like tribes forced upon each other. Nobody wants nobody, to be
no,
honest.
but
Yeah,
I
well,
feel
it's
like
true.
only me,
Listen,
only me.
only me. My brother was in Harb
No one
2
likes
months ago.
each other over there.
My brother told me they all dislike each other. Oromo is Habasha, Habasha is Oromo,
Yeah.
Amhar hates,
The Oromo hates
yeah, well,
Oromo,
like, they
hates
hate.
everybody.
In Ethiopia,
Everybody
there is
hates
no unity.
Oromos.
Nobody trusts each other.
Only me. The thing is,
Yes,
you're not
but you know
accepting there
the
are
thing keeping them
diversity.
united is
Only me. If you
yeah, the
accept,
thing keeping them united is the money. Imagine if
but
you
Yeah,
had
Abby,
all
from
of
But
Ethiopia.
how
Why
to
would
from
you ever
the
balkanize it?
from the Western nations, yes.
know that only me. I don't think you believe in like a diverse country can be unified and believe in the same thing, can be all happy in one nation. I don't think you believe that
but
because
you're not, listen, bro.
you
No,
disagree
Ethiopia has
with
more than
the
80
idea.
Africa
tribes.
is
Wait,
too
brother.
They're not
primitive.
united.
Brother,
Africa,
wait.
Africa is
You
too
disagree with the
primitive.
idea of
Listen,
Ethiopia existing like a
listen,
unified, diverse nation?
listen. Listen, Africa is too tribalistic, too primitive. I don't think so because everybody
No,
hates
that's
each
the
other equally.
African
Look
ideal
at
to
it.
be diverse. Every
Amhara hates
country in Africa
Tigray,
is
Tigray
diverse.
hate Amhara,
No,
Somalis hate Oromos.
it's actually
Everyone hates each
Exactly.
other in that country.
you're not
The
making a point.
opposite. Yeah,
Everyone.
you're right. You're right.
No,
Everybody has something
I'm
against
just
each other.
saying.
no.
How
You're not
come?
Yeah.
making a
How
point.
could how could Ethiopia
You're
unite?
not answering me. You're not answering me. What are you trying to get at is actually impossible. What do you want is like Eritreans and some small tribes to get their own nations. That would never happen.
Yeah,
I think that's
The Abyssinian should go back to their Abyssinian tribe, right? Then they have access to the Red Sea.
Only me. This is
The
not the
Somalis should go
1800s,
to the
man. That
sister,
shit
Somalis.
is never coming back.
sister. I'm not
For real.
disrespecting you, but I think that's delusional. Like wanting the
No,
small
it's
tribe
not.
to be a nation
I think,
in
and
the
the Oromo
21st
should have
century,
their
that would
own
never
land.
happen.
Yeah, it's true.
Believe.
It's better, though. Independence better. Everybody has their own country. Oromo, Amhara.
Only me. These are all conquered tribes that got unified, and let them enjoy their unification and their diversity. Okay.
Yeah, but how is that working out though? Everybody hates everybody and
Anyway, I have
everybody's
to go,
fighting
man.
each other. Like
Peace out.
that's not working out.
Peace.
Okay, bye bye. No, but I'm
No,
telling
but
you,
like
Abo, Idegeso, Andre,
Uh,
listen.
I believe in the
Ethiopia has
ideal of
been in Ethiopia.
diversity, though. You don't believe in
Andre,
that.
Abo,
You don't.
Idegeso, Andre. Ethiopia since the creation of this African map, Ethiopia has been in trouble. You understand? Every tribe is fighting each other no matter what. So what I'm saying is, how about if they like everybody goes back to their original status? You understand? And stay as that.
Yeah, but
Instead
only
of
me. Can I
like
ask you
trying
one
to keep
question?
each
Only
other,
me.
people who hate each other's guts, like everybody
Only
hates
me. Can
each
I
other.
ask you one question?
You cannot put an Amhara and Somali in the same room and let them figure it out, or Tigray and Amhara in the same room and let them figure it out.
Only
They
me.
kill
Let me
each
ask
other,
you
bro.
one question.
They hate each other.
How did we fail to unify? And the Ethiopians successfully unified many tribes, and how we failed. And
That's the thing, Walalo. That's the thing. They never Ethiopia just by force. They came together by force.
no,
By the yes, Ethiopia. They
yeah,
never
Britain.
look. Oromo wants
that's
to cut
how
off,
that's how
bro. Oromo
unified
don't want to be
people.
part of Ethiopia.
It's
They
not. It
not.
doesn't happen in
That's the
peace. It doesn't
problem.
happen like me writing a message and we should unify a nation. That's not how it happens in history. And we
Let me tell
failed
you
to
something.
unify.
In Kenya,
Okay.
let's take an example in Kenya. Okay, in Kenya, right? The tribes are living harmoniously. Okay, that's okay. I don't mind. But in Ethiopia, they're very hostile to each other. Ethiopia is so hostile to each other. You cannot have two tribes on top of each other. They're gonna fighting. They're gonna kill each other, whatever. And the government is hostile too. You understand? Each government looked at Tigray when TPLF was there. He was killing everybody else. And now the Oromo guy is here. He's killing the Amhara. He's killing the Tigray. Whoever comes kills the opposite tribe. It's disgusting. So Ethiopia is just forced. They forced a bunch of tribes together that don't like each other for whatever the reason there is, but they don't. That's the reality that we don't want to face. You understand?
Only me, only
Look at
me. You know, right now you
TPLF.
have a class of people that enjoy
Yeah,
the
but the
unification of Ethiopia because they know that economically and everything that would be better for them. Ethiopia staying unified as one nation, and these people have succeeded in history unifying these small tribes, and they actually are building something, and they have a potential, to be a diverse nation who actually can come together and agree on something. And we right now, we're not as diverse, but we don't have that. We can't agree on, regional things, like meaningless things when it comes to politics. And we not that diverse. Only me. You don't have to
Can you
fail.
guys hear him?
You don't have to fail because you're diverse. You can always make it
Arila, can
work.
you guys
Okay.
hear me or hear him?
Yeah. I
No,
can
I
hear
hear
you.
you. I hear you. Only me. Do you
Yeah,
hear
but
me?
you were
Only me.
cutting off, Abu. I don't know where you are at even. Yeah, what could be?
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Did you get anything I said?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Diversity, beautiful. We are not in Europe though. That's the sad part. Diversity of this and this is beautiful. But what
No, but I
happened in
disagree with you
Ethiopia
on
is,
that. Diversity actually works in Africa. It doesn't work in Europe. It's not a diversity always has existed in Africa. Diversity in Europe is actually a new concept,
yeah,
that
but
we're trying to accept.
why is it's not working in Ethiopia though? In
Yeah,
Ethiopia,
she's
look,
right.
No,
there is the Amhara, the Amharas.
yo, but in
Abu,
Africa
let me
we
just
always
land.
had
Let me just land.
diversity. Okay, I'll let you know.
Yeah, Abu,
All
let me just
right.
land.
All right.
What
Let
I'm
me
saying
just.
is, in Ethiopia, for instance,
What the hell is
any
this, Kaiser?
president
Why,
comes
why are
to
you doing this
power,
to me?
Hammer, can you wait? We are talking, please. Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
Hammer.
Listen,
You can talk
All
any
first.
right.
president that comes to power, he suppresses other tribes. You understand? That's what's happening in Ethiopia. Now we have the Oromo president who's trying to suppress the Tigrinian. Now he finished with them. Now he's going to Amhara. Tomorrow he might go to the Somalis. You understand what I'm saying? So the country is not united. The country, they hate each other's asses. Everybody want to have their own country. They want to cut off. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's very difficult in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is not like Kenya, for instance, or other African country that actually live harmoniously. Ethiopia is very hostile to each other. Walalo. Each tribe don't want to have anything to do with the other tribe. Whether they are Muslims together, Muslims don't want to like the other Muslims. The Christians don't either like even the other Christians. The Amhara and Tigray, they hate each other, even though they're Muslim Christians. The Oromo and the Somalis, or the Afar and the Somalis, even though they're some Muslim, they do. So
Yeah,
what I'm seeing
just
is
like
like
each other.
Ethiopia is gonna be balkanized because that's the only way I can look at it. Unless somebody comes and really, really be nice to every tribe in that country and actually unite and be nice to every tribe. But that's not what's happening. President comes and he suppresses other tribes and he pushes his tribe up. That's what's happening in Ethiopia. That's what I've been seeing the past 30 years. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. I wish it would be nice and harmonious, but it's not. In reality, it's not. Yeah,
I get
I'm
where
good.
where you come from. I can understand, but I think we can gladly disagree. But I still respect you.
Well, are you horners done with your conversation?
Of you too, Walalo. It's fine.
Hammer,
The
you're
little boy,
so
I think,
gay,
is
Hammer.
very
Holy
cute.
fuck. Hammer, you sound like a tranny. Holy fuck.
No, bro. Trust me. I am the furthest thing away from a tranny horner. Look, let me just say this real quickly. All right. And Kaizo, I'm happy you brought up this situation,
Hammer,
but
why are you so excited?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just contributing to the conversation. That's about it. But Kaizo, I'm happy you brought up this topic. And look, I'm not gonna be here for that long. I think I do, but I just want to hop on quickly and put my thoughts here. You know, one thing I've never understood, and I'm happy Nala said, right, is that black people globally, or the black diaspora, they go out of the way to try to include the half-breed horners. And I'm happy that Nylon essentially admitted that they don't view themselves as black, right? They view themselves as a separate category. So now we can stop all the debates
No,
about
no,
should
no.
we
We are
include
Africans.
Ethiopia, should
We
we
are
include
Africans.
some. They have now officially confirmed what I always said. They're not black, they're a separate group. So that's good. That's the first one. Number two.
Nilots are not black, and Nilots now not black
No,
either.
no, no, no.
What do you
Nylon is
mean?
okay. Nylon is an Ethiopian dude. That's just the name he uses. Okay, let's not be confused. His name is
Ah,
called
okay, okay.
Nylon, but he's not. Yeah,
Abi, you
he's an
mean Abi? You're
Ethiopian
talking
god.
about Abi. You're talking about
I don't
Abi.
know what
Okay,
his real
sorry.
name is. All I know is that when he hops on these panels, he calls himself Nylon. But he's not a Nylon himself. He's just Ethiopian. But I'm happy he confirmed that the Hornets are not black. So now we can, I don't have to have these arguments about black folks trying to include the half breeds. Now we can classify them as half breeds and leave them the Horn. That's the first part. The second part is one thing I've never understood, Kaiser, and I'm happy you brought us up, is this fake bravado that Hornets have, right? I don't care if it's Ethiopia versus Eritrea. I don't care if it's Ethiopia or Somalia. They're all shitholes to me. Okay? All of them
We
are
don't care, Hammer. We
all
don't
of them
care.
fleeing to the Middle East, getting pissed on by Arabs. That's what they're all
Here we
doing.
go again.
Here we go with that.
Let's
No
The
be
guy
honest.
from the
time
project
for
is
shit
talking about somebody.
opinion,
That's the
bro.
whole problem,
No,
right?
when
I agree with that, right? You know, we're
listen,
still
the
Bro,
topic,
bro,
read the
wait,
topic
wait,
and
wait.
stay on topic.
but at least we're
Yo,
not being
Hammer,
on
Hammer,
in the Middle
Hammer. Are
East.
you African? Are you African? Are you
Hamar,
born in
Yes, I
African
am.
soil?
Yes,
Are
read
you
I
the
born
am.
in African
topic and
soil?
stay on topic.
Yes, I was born in
Voilà.
African soil, but I lived
Okay,
in the
when?
United States.
But we
When?
don't care what he's born. Who
Cameroon.
cares? Listen,
Yaoundé, the
stay on
capital.
topic. Nobody
This
cares.
guy will
No,
open
listen, please read
Yeah,
the topic
but
and stay on
he's
topic.
asked the question. Okay,
Nobody
fine.
cares about your black.
I'll go back to the
We
topic.
don't care
Okay?
about blackness.
We
The
don't
point
care what do you think about
We
us.
don't care
Hold
who's
on.
black and who's
When
not.
you guys were having
We
your
don't
conversation,
care.
I was
We have
quiet.
better things to do.
I expect
Hamad,
the same from you. I didn't interrupt the
Hamad,
conversation.
we don't care.
So
Read the topic and
We
stay
don't
on
care,
topic,
Amber.
brother. We
care.
don't
But
care who's black
I
and
was
who's
quiet
not.
when you guys spoke. I expect the same from me. You can respond afterwards.
Yeah, but because you're getting off of topic, though, that's the
I'm
problem. You're getting
I'm
off
talking
of
about the
topic.
war. I'm
Yes,
talking about Ethiopia. Okay, and I'm
we're
free to
not
say
talking
what
about
I
who's
want to
black or
say.
not. We're talking about the point, bro.
You guys
are
were
We
railing
talk about
off.
the issues in Ethiopia and
Oh
Somalia.
my God.
I am free
Yeah,
to say what I
by
want
the
to
way, we're
say.
not even talking about it.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we
say that.
heard that 100 times and we don't care, bro. We
What are you
just
talking
don't
about?
simply care.
Let's
We
no.
heard you
Let's
talk
talk
We
about
don't
about
this
care.
the
We don't
bullshit
topic.
care.
what million
Okay,
times.
We grow
y'all,
up.
We really
guys,
don't
We
care.
grow up.
We don't care black or white. We just don't care, bro.
this has none of
Stay
black
on
and white.
topic.
I'm just talking to
Stay
you
on
about how
topic.
Horners
Stay
have
on
no
topic,
right to
please.
even show their face out here.
Oh my God,
You
we
guys
don't
are
care.
being
Stay on
look.
topic. If you want to stay
Ethiopia
on
is
topic,
going
we
to what?
listen.
A war right now with Tigray, have a war. Eritrea is under authoritarian rule, have no freedom. Somalia is getting fucking ass by Al Shabaab. I'm like, the horde is fucked up. And millions of you guys are going to the Middle East.
Okay, we fucked up. Why do you care? Why do you care?
But why is
Yeah,
he
wait.
here
Why do you
talking
go?
about something that's not
Why do you care?
correct?
Why do you care?
Because
Are you Somali?
Why exactly?
Wait, are you
Why do
Somali?
you care? That's a good
Are you
question.
Somali?
Why do
Are you from the
let
whole
me
Africa?
answer that.
Why do you care?
No, it's not. So why do you
I
care?
care
That's a
because,
perfect
right?
question.
Because let me
Yeah.
answer.
Why do you care? That's the number one question.
I have with that's up. The problem I
Yeah,
have
exactly.
with
Yeah. Explain. Yeah.
they want to play both sides. They want to claim
We don't
black
want
when
to
it's
play
convenient,
shit, bro.
but every
You
other
came
time they
here
want to be
talking
separate.
about.
No, you can
We
be flying,
don't
bro.
read our lips.
They try to
Listen
pretend
to
as
our
if
words.
they're equal
Listen
to
to
the
our
black
words. We
African.
don't care about
You're
black.
not
Okay,
equal
we
to the
don't
black
care
African.
about your.
You guys are a
Nobody
half-breed
cares.
group who are being
Oh
busted
my
on by
God!
Arabs
Nobody
living
gives
on
a
that coast.
fuck, bro.
That's what you
Nobody
are.
gives a fuck.
So
See,
when it comes
Nobody
to
cares.
nobody
Nobody
cares.
cares
Hammer.
about black. We're not
Nobody
talking about black.
cares.
We're not talking
are
about your country.
literally having their
Get your
own
ass
Go
out of
home,
here if you cannot stay
They
on
have a
topic.
buy some nice pie, go to the projects,
is having
have a good time with your homies. You understand?
You got
We
Al
don't
Shabaab
care.
whooping
We
ass
don't care.
Somalia,
Yes, Al
and
Shabaab,
millions of them
Eritrea,
are
Ethiopia.
fleeing to the
We
Middle
don't
East,
care about your
where they're being
opinion.
come on in the
Stay on
face
topic.
and
You want
being
to stay on
pissed
topic?
on
We
by the
listen.
Arabs.
We
And
listen.
yet they
No,
have the
we don't.
You if you
Why
stay
do
on
you care?
topic.
Why do you care, Hammer? Why do
the
you care?
black man.
Why
What
are you
is
Somali?
wrong?
Are you from North? Are you from North Africa?
Huh?
Are you
No,
from
we
the
are
whole of
not.
Africa?
Why do we care to listen?
I'm not from the horn, but
Yeah.
the whole
We don't
idea
want
Okay, then why do you
I
care?
believe for one of
I don't
Africa's
care what happens in America.
that there are people like
We
me
don't care
out
what
here that
happens
will
in
check you.
Senegal.
Yeah,
Okay?
in China, we don't care.
There
We
are
don't
people
fucking
out
care
here
what's
that will
happening in
check
your
you.
side
And
of the
that's what we're
world.
gonna do. Okay?
We
And
don't
no,
need your fucking
it's not
checking. We
gonna
don't care
dusty.
what you
I'm
think.
trying
We
to
don't
say
care.
my
We
piece.
simply
Hold on.
don't care.
Kaiser,
We
this
don't care.
always
We
happens,
heard
right?
your piece 1
This
million
always
times. It's a
happens.
piece of
I
shit
will
that we don't
literally
care
It's
to
a
hear
statement,
about.
yeah. It's not peace. It's a
everyone
statement.
speak. But the moment I speak, here come the half breeds coming out of nowhere, right? They're
Yeah,
out of
we
nowhere.
don't want to listen to your
Okay.
stupidity
If you know what,
that we heard 1 million
just speak
times.
yourself, then I'll be done really
Stay on
quickly.
the fucking
The more
topic.
you interrupt me, the
Stay in
longer
the
this
fucking
lasts.
Yeah. Stay the subject.
We don't
No,
care about your blackness. We're not black, so
We
back
don't
off.
care.
We don't care.
Hold on,
We
say
don't
what?
Yes,
care.
you guys said
We
you,
don't
you
want to
guys
hear
are
Yeah,
your
not. I
bullshit.
mean, this,
yeah,
I want
We're
to
not
myself.
we
talking
don't
about
care.
your side
You're
of the
not
world.
black. So we, so the same way
Yeah.
with
So
North
who
Africans
asked you
or
anything?
Arabs. Okay?
Who
I
asked you
better not see
anything? Nobody
Ethiopian
asked
flags
you
in the chat.
anything.
I
Stay
better
in
not
the
see
fucking